In this video we're going to look at polynomial division, and that just means dividing one polynomial by another. We've got an example here: simplify 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x minus 15 divided by x minus 3. Now the method we're going to use for something like this, it's long division, but using algebra rather than numbers. So we start off, we're dividing 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x minus 15, and we're dividing that by x minus 3. Okay, so first of all, how many times is x minus 3? Or in fact, we only need to look at the first reference. How many times does x go into 2x cubed? So x goes into 2x cubed 2x squared times. And if I multiply x minus 3 by 2x squared, I get 2x cubed, and I get minus 6x squared. Minus 3 times 2x squared is minus 6x squared. That's the first step. Now this 2x cubed minus 6x squared, we're going to subtract that from what we already had. So we subtract from the line above. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is nothing. That cancels out. Minus x squared minus 6x squared is minus x squared plus 6x squared, which is plus 5x squared. Then we have minus 10x minus nothing, still just minus 10x. Minus 15 minus nothing, still just minus 15. Okay, and it is very useful when we're doing these questions to keep our columns lined up. So the x cubes all in the same column, x squareds in the same column, the x's in the same column, the constant coefficients in the same column. Now we're going to do the same thing again. How many times does x go into 5x squared? Well, it goes in 5x times, positive 5x times. And if I do x minus 3 times 5x, I get 5x squared. And minus 15x. Minus 3 times plus 5x is minus 15x. Again, I'm going to now subtract that from what's above. The 5x squares cancel out. Minus 10x minus 15x is minus 10x plus 15x is plus 5x. And minus 15, take away nothing, is still minus 15. Okay, same again. How many times does x go into 5x? It goes in 5 times. And 5 times x minus 3, it gives 5x minus 15. Subtract that from the line above, and we get 0. The fact we get 0 means that this division worked out exactly. So our answer to this, we can simplify this into 2x squared plus 5x plus 5 is the answer to the question. So what does that mean? We can rewrite it. That means that 2x cubed minus x squared minus 10x minus 15 is the same as x minus 3 multiplied by 2x squared plus 5x plus 5. So by doing this division, we've actually learned partly how to factorize this cubic expression. We've pulled out, we've got one factor, x minus 3, and now we've got a quadratic part. So this is actually the first step that people often use when they're trying to factorize a cubic equation. Let's have another example of using the factor theorem. Of using polynomial division. So in our second example, we're going to work out x cubed minus 6x plus 5 divided by x minus 2. So again, we're going to set this up as a long division. X cubed. Now there's no coefficient of x squared. It's often useful to write that as 0x squared when you're doing these. It stops you making errors because, as I said, it's important to line up the columns with our x cubed, x squared, and x's. We're going to divide that by x minus 2. So Okay. How many times does x go into x cubed? It goes in x squared times. X squared times x minus 2 is x cubed minus 2x squared. Subtract that from the line above. 0x squared minus 2x squared is 0x squared plus 2x squared is 2x squared. And you can see why it's useful to have the 0x squared to make sure that the x squareds all together. Minus 6x plus 5. Okay, now how many times does x go into 2x squared? It goes in plus 2x times. And if you multiply x minus 2 by 2x, you get 2x squared minus 4x. Again, subtract that from the line above. Minus 6x minus 4x is minus 2x plus 5. How many times does x go into minus 2x? It goes in minus 2 times. Minus 2 times x minus 2 is minus 2x plus 4. And if we subtract minus 2x minus cancel out, 5 minus 4 is 1. So in this case, we end up with a 1 at the end. So this division didn't work out exactly. So our answer is, the division means that x cubed minus 6x plus 5 divided by x minus 2 is x squared plus 2x minus 2 with a remainder of 1 left over. The division doesn't work exactly. And what that remainder of 1 means, going back up to the top, is that our initial division, we get x squared plus 2x minus 2 plus our remainder over what we were dividing by. So that is a simplification of the original expression. You should also rewrite this whole thing as x cubed minus 6x plus 5 is equal to x minus 2 x squared plus 2x minus 2 plus our remainder.